You have decided to buy your first real airplane, not the trainer you rented, not the shared club plane with the broken ashtray and the mystery stain on the back seat. Your plane. And like everyone else, you looked at the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Of course you did. It is the most popular airplane in history. Every pilot knows it. Every mechanic can fix it. Every airport has parts for it. It is the safe choice, the sensible choice, the boring choice. Here is the problem. The Cessna 172 has become a victim of its own success. A decent Skyhawk from the 1970s now costs $80,000. A clean one with a halfway modern panel is over $100,000. $100,000 for a four-seat airplane that cruises at 110 knots and burns 9 gallons per hour. That is not sensible. That is insanity. You are paying a premium for a name. You are paying for nostalgia. You are paying for the privilege of flying the same airplane every flight school in America uses for their 0-hour students. Do you really want to spend 6 figures to look like a student pilot? I am going to give you 5 alternatives. 5 airplanes that do everything the Cessna 172 does, but better, faster, cheaper, or more interesting. You can buy any of them for less money than a comparable Skyhawk, and you will not look like you are on a discovery flight. Number 1. The Piper Cherokee 180. Not the 140, not the 160, the 180. The one with the constant speed propeller and the Hershey bar wing. This airplane is the Cessna 172 killer. It carries the same 4 people. It burns the same 9 gallons per hour. It cruises at 125 knots instead of 110. That is 15 knots faster. Over a 300-mile cross-country, that saves you 30 minutes. Every flight, forever. And what does it cost? A clean Cherokee 180 with a mid-time engine sells for $60,000. 60. That is $20,000 less than a comparable 172. $20,000 buys a lot of fuel. It buys a lot of maintenance. It buys a lot of hamburgers. But here is the secret. The Cherokee 180 handles better than the 172. It is heavier on the controls. That sounds like a negative. It is not. Heavier means more stable. Heavier means less fatigue and turbulence. Heavier means you feel like you are flying an airplane, not a kite. The Hershey bar wing does not float. You will not float down the runway wondering if you are going to stop before the trees. You will land with authority. You will look like you know what you are doing. Number 2. The Grumman Cheetah or Tiger. The AA5A or AA5B. These are the sports cars of the 4-seat fleet. The Cheetah has 150 horsepower. The Tiger has 180. Both have the sliding canopy. Both have the bonded aluminum construction. Both have control sticks instead of yokes. You feel like a fighter pilot. You are not a fighter pilot, but you feel like one. That matters. The Tiger cruises at 140 knots. That is 30 knots faster than the 172. 30 knots. On a 4-hour trip, that saves you an hour. An hour. You can fly from Chicago to Atlanta and arrive before the Cessna 172 even sees the state line. The Cheetah cruises at 125 knots. Same as the Cherokee 180. But the Cheetah burns 8 gallons per hour instead of 9. That adds up. Cost? A decent Cheetah is $65,000. A Tiger is $80,000. That is the same as the 172 or slightly less. But you are getting a faster, more efficient, more exciting airplane. The only compromise is parts. Grumman parts are harder to find than Cessna parts. But there is a dedicated community. Fletcher. They have everything. You just have to know where to look. Number 3. The Beechcraft Sundowner. Yes, the ugly one. The box. The plain Beechcraft built for people who could not afford a Bonanza. Here is the truth. The Sundowner is slower than the 172. 110 knots instead of 115. It burns more fuel. 10 gallons per hour. So, why would you buy it? Because it is built like a tank. The steel cage fuselage will protect you in a crash that would turn a Cessna into origami. The doors close with a thunk that sounds expensive. The interior is wider. The seats are more comfortable. And the price. A clean Sundowner is $50,000. 50. That is half the price of a comparable 172. You can buy the Sundowner, overhaul the engine, repaint it, redo the interior, install a new avionics stack, and still spend less than you would on a 172 that needs nothing. That is not a compromise. That is a strategy. But you have to accept the speed. You have to accept that you will be passed by Piper Archers and Cessna 182s and Grumman Tigers. You have to accept that you are flying a brick. A beautiful, safe, affordable brick. If you can make that peace, the Sundowner is the best value in general aviation. Number 4. The Piper Arrow. The retractable gear version of the Cherokee. This is for the pilot who wants to go fast without spending bonanza money. The Arrow cruises at 140 knots. That is 30 knots faster than the 172. And it does it on the same 9 gallons per hour. How? Retractable gear, constant speed propeller, cleaner aerodynamics. But there is a cost. Complexity. The gear system requires maintenance. The hydraulic pump fails. The emergency extension system is a handle you pull that feels like it is going to break. The insurance is higher. $2,000 a year instead of $1,000. And the purchase price. A decent Arrow is $70,000. That is less than the 172. 70 versus 80 or 90. But you are getting a complex airplane. You need a complex endorsement. You need to stay proficient. You cannot fly the Arrow twice a year and expect to survive. But if you fly regularly, if you love systems, if you want to learn something new every time you go up, the Arrow is magic. It feels like a real airplane. The gear horn reminds you to put the wheels down. The speed brakes help you descend without overspeeding. The retractable step folds up when you raise the gear. You feel cool. That is worth something. Number 5. The Cessna 177 Cardinal. The forgotten Cessna. The one with the fixed gear and the sleek lines and the huge windows. The Cardinal was supposed to replace the 172. It did not. The market hated it. The early models had landing gear issues. The stabilator was too sensitive. Cessna fixed those problems, but the reputation stuck. Today, you can buy a Cardinal for $60,000. 60. For a Cessna that is faster, more comfortable, and better looking than the 172. The Cardinal cruises at 130 knots. It has a wider cabin. The doors are bigger. The visibility is spectacular. And because it has a stabilator instead of a horizontal stabilizer and elevator, the pitch control is lighter and more precise. But there is a catch. The Cardinal has a higher stall speed than the 172. 55 knots instead of 48. That means longer landings. That means you cannot get into the short strips the 172 handles easily. And the Cardinal is harder to find. They only made about 4,000 of them. The parts are more expensive. The community is smaller. But if you find a good one, a Cardinal that has been maintained by someone who loves it, you will never look at a 172 the same way again. Let me pause here. I want you to think about your own mission. What do you actually need? Not what the internet tells you, not what your instructor told you. What do you need? Are you flying 2 people and a dog to the local pancake breakfast? Are you flying 4 people and luggage on 300-mile trips? Are you flying alone most of the time and want to feel like a fighter pilot? Are you terrified of crashing and want to survive anything? Are you a systems nerd who loves learning new things? Are you a Cessna loyalist who just wants something different? Go to the comments. Tell me your mission. Tell me what you are looking for. Because the right answer depends on you, not on me, not on the market, on you. Let me give you a comparison. You have $80,000. That is your budget. Option 1, a 1978 Cessna 172 with 1970s avionics, faded paint, and a mid-time engine. Option 2, a 1976 Piper Cherokee 180 with fresh paint, a modern GPS, and a freshly overhauled engine. Option 3. A 1975 Grumman Tiger with a recent annual, a clean logbook, and a hangared history. Which one do you choose? If you choose the Cessna, you are choosing the name. You are choosing the resale value. You are choosing the easy path. If you choose the Piper or the Grumman, you are choosing performance. You are choosing value. You are choosing to be a smarter buyer. I want to talk about the hidden cost of the Cessna 172. Not the purchase price, the perception. When you taxi up to an FBO in a 172, the line guy treats you like a renter. The controller treats you like a student. The other pilots on the ramp do not look twice. You are invisible. That is fine. You are not buying an airplane for attention. But there is something about flying an airplane that feels like yours. Not like the one from the flight school. Not like the one every other pilot has. Yours. The Cherokee 180 feels like yours because it is less common. The Grumman Tiger feels like yours because people ask about it. The Sundowner feels like yours because it is weird. The Cardinal feels like yours because it is beautiful. That matters. That matters more than you think. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine bought a Cessna 172. He spent $90,000. It was a beautiful airplane, fresh paint, new interior, Garmin glass. He loved it. For 6 months. Then he went to a fly-in. He parked next to a Piper Cherokee 180 that cost $60,000. The owner invited him to go flying. My friend flew the Cherokee. He landed, walked back to his 172, and listed it for sale the next week. Why? Because the Cherokee handled better. It was more stable. It landed more solidly. It felt like an airplane instead of a station wagon. He took a $30,000 loss. He did not care. He bought a Cherokee. He has never looked back. I am not telling you the Cessna 172 is a bad airplane. It is not. It is a great airplane. Reliable, predictable, safe. But it is overpriced. The market has decided that the 172 is worth a premium because of the name. You do not have to pay that premium. You can buy something else. Something faster, something cheaper, something more interesting, something that fits your mission better. Let me pause again. I want to hear from the Cessna 172 owners in the audience. Why did you buy it? Are you happy with your decision? Would you buy it again? And I want to hear from the people who bought something else. What did you buy? Why? Would you recommend it? Go to the comments. Tell me your stories. The more data we share, the better decisions we all make. The Cessna 172 is the default. The default is for people who do not do research. You are doing research. You are watching this video. You are reading the comments. You are smarter than the default. Act like it. Here is my final advice. Before you buy any airplane, rent the alternative. Rent a Piper Cherokee 180 for a weekend. Rent a Grumman Tiger. Rent a Beechcraft Sundowner. Rent a Cessna Cardinal. Fly them back to back with a 172. Feel the difference. See which one speaks to you. The 172 is comfortable, it is familiar, it is safe. But there is a whole world of airplanes out there that are better in specific ways. Faster, stronger, more efficient, more interesting, more fun. You owe it to yourself to try them. Because the worst thing in aviation is spending $100,000 on an airplane and then realizing you bought the wrong one. I have flown the Embraer Praetor 600. I have flown the Global 8000. I have flown the Gulfstream G800. Those are amazing machines. But they are not relevant to most of us. What is relevant is the airplane that fits your budget, your mission, and your soul. For some of you, that airplane is a Cessna 172. For most of you, it is not. It is a Piper Cherokee, a Grumman Tiger, a Beechcraft Sundowner, a Cessna Cardinal, a Mooney M20U Ovation Ultra if you want to go fast, a Diamond DA40 Star if you want modern design, a Cirrus SR22 if you have the budget. But do not default to the 172 just because it is the name you know. Do the research, fly the alternatives, make an informed decision. Your wallet will thank you, your logbook will thank you, and your soul will thank you. If you own one of these 172 alternatives, tell me about it in the comments. Tell me what you paid. Tell me what you love. Tell me what you hate. If you own a 172, tell me why you bought it. Defend your decision. I want to hear both sides. Because the truth is, there is no single right answer. There is only the right answer for you. But I have given you 5 options. 5 ways to spend less money and get more airplane. The rest is up to you. Go find your plane and stop paying the Cessna tax.